Welcome to Perspectives Unleashed, where we dive deep into diverse viewpoints on pressing issues. I'm your host, Ronnie Boy Aquino Magalang Jr., and today we have an extraordinary panel of guests ready to share their insights on the topic climate change, urgency action. Joining us are six distinguished individuals from various backgrounds, each bringing a unique perspectives to the table. Let's welcome our first guest, Chris Adrian Malilin, a climate scientist with years of experience studying environmental trends. Chris, it's an honor to have you here. Can you provide us with an overview of the current state of climate change and why urgent action is needed?
Thank you for having me here, Ronnie. Climate change is no longer a distant threat, but a reality affecting communities worldwide. Right? Rising temperatures, extreme weather events, and melting ice caps are just a few indicators of the urgent need for action. It is imperative that we implement sustainable practices and policies to mitigate the impacts and safeguard our planet for future generations.
Powerful insights, Chris. Now, let's turn to our second guest, Cindy Mangilin, a renewable energy entrepreneur, leading the charge toward a greener future. Hello, Cindy. What role do renewable energy sources play in combating climate change, and how can we accelerate their adoption?
Yes, thank you, Ronnie. Renewable energy is the cornerstone of a sustainable energy transition. By harnessing solar, wind, and other renewable sources, we can reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and mitigate greenhouse gas emissions. To accelerate adoption, we need to invest in the research and development, incentivize renewable energy projects, and prioritize policy support for clean and energy initiatives.
Inspiring insights, Cindy. And now, let's hear from our third guest, Gisela Sam, an environmental activist advocating for climate justice. Hi, Giselle. How can we ensure that climate action is equitable and inclusive, particularly for marginalized communities disproportionately affected by climate change?
Thank you, Ronnie. Climate justice is essential in our response to climate change. We must prioritize the needs of frontline communities and ensure that climate policies are exclusive and equitable. This requires centering the voices of marginalized groups, addressing systematic inequalities, and implementing solutions that uplift vulnerable populations while holding polluters accountable.
Thank you, Giselle. Now, let's welcome our fourth guest, Bridget Natividad, a policymaker advocating for legislative action on climate issues. Hi, Bridget. What policy measures do you believe are necessary to address climate change effectively? And how can we garner bipartisan support for these initiatives?
Thank you, Ronnie. Policy plays a crucial role in driving climate action at the national and international levels. We need comprehensive legislation that sets ambitious emissions reduction targets, promotes clean energy investments, and incentivizes sustainable practices across industries. Building bipartisan support requires framing climate action as a bipartisan issue, emphasizing the economic benefits and engaging stakeholders from diverse sectors in the policy-making process.
Insightful perspectives, Bridget. Now, let's hear from our fifth guest, Vivian Malitay, a youth climate activist leading grassroots movements for environmental change. Vivian, how can young people mobilize for climate action? And what role do youth movements play in driving societal change?
Thank you, Ronnie. Young people have been at the forefront of the climate movement, demanding urgent action from leaders and driving grassroots initiatives for environmental sustainability by organizing protests, advocating for policy reforms, and raising awareness in their communities. Youth movements can exert significant influence and catalyze transformative change on a global scale.
What an empowering thought, Vivian. And now, let's welcome our sixth guest, Tresalyn Manuel, a climate economist specializing in the intersection of economics and environmental policy. Tresalyn, how can we reconcile economic growth with environmental sustainability? And what are the potential benefits of the transitioning to a green economy?
Thank you, Ronnie. Achieving environmental sustainability doesn't have to come at the expense of economic growth. In fact, transitioning to a green economy presents numerous opportunities for innovation, job creation, and long-term prosperity. By investing in clean technologies, improving resource efficiency, and pricing carbon emissions, we can unlock the economic potential of sustainability while safeguarding the planet for future generations.
What a fascinating insight, Tresalyn. To conclude the show for this day, we would like to thank to all our guests for sharing your expertise and perspectives on this critical issue. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in to Perspectives Unleashed. Together, let's continue the conversation and work toward a sustainable and resilient future for all. Have a good day